sure I'm going to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something, completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.
Andrew McCART, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. I've got to say I'm delighted to be joined by Mr. Sam Jones himself. Sam, it seems like we're both pressed for time here. Man, I'm just sort of like finalising the house, and you're a busy man going to farms with your wee boy and all that. So, yeah, let's just jump straight into it. Last night, Tommy Fury, Jake Paul, your initial thoughts?
I need to stop you right there. That beard has grown 4 inches, Andy McCart. What the fuck is going on?
Sam, look how great it is, though, mate.
It's all right, mate. You can pull off the baldy head and the beard, mate. We've been through this before.
You think I should keep the beard then?
100%, mate. Back the beard all the way.
See what I done the other night? Then my wife was going out, right? And she was putting a mascara on. So I took her mascara out, right? And I darkened up all my grey bits in my beard. See me with a beard like yours?
Everybody thinks I dye my beard. Everybody. Everyone thinks I dye my hair. Like, you only have to look close at my hair. I've got loads of grey hairs. I don't dye my beard. I've had like a hair job, like as if I'm gonna say I'm worried to tell people I dye my beard. Like if I dye my beard, I'd say I fucking dye my beard. And what? Just for men. Shout me out. Let's hit me up, mate. I wouldn't. But yeah, my beard's just naturally quite dark. I've got like 3 grey hairs in it, but I keep them in there for character, Andy. But anyway, let me shut up about my beard. And what was you saying, Andy? I apologise.
It's something to do with Jake Paul and Tommy Fury. So let me try and get some decent. My internet connection is terrible, mate, where I am right now. Let me just stay online. This is uncut. Let me just see if I can find a better spot up here. From here. Yeah, sorry, Sam. Shite signal where I am, sitting in my car trying to do a Zoom call on my laptop with Mr. Sam Jones. So I found a decent spot with a little bit of 4G. I'm in Scotland. We don't get 5G up here yet. Yeah, Jake Paul, Tommy Fury last night. Just give me your initial thoughts on the fight itself, the morning after.
Mate, it was it had the big fight feel about it. No matter what anybody says, it had the big fight feel about it. In reality, it was an 8-rounder with 2 novices, but the guy with the basic boxing fundamentals won the fight, which is what I'm not saying. I was certain he was going to win. I thought he would win by knockout, but in my opinion, he won very convincingly. It was he just soundly outpointed him. But big credit to Jake Paul, mate. Very big credit to Jake Paul. He got in there. He didn't have to get in there with Tommy, and he did. So yeah, great. Big credit to him. I mean, I'm sure we'll go into like the nerve side of it, but yeah, that was my initial thought of it. Yeah.
Well, let's just go on the nerve side of it. When Tommy made, this is my observation with my wife last night watching it. Tommy was smiling, laughing, and coming into the ring singing. And then Jake Paul seemed to be a wee bit more, I don't know if you noticed, it seemed to be a bit more on edge, maybe the occasion getting to him. Is that how you saw it?
I think, listen, I don't want to like say, I think Tommy's was a lot of false confidence with Tommy. I think, I listen, not false confidence, the wrong word. He was confident, but he was very nervous, Tommy was. He was very, very nervous. You could see it. You could see it at the weigh-in. He was very amped up. He was very nervous because he's got the weight of the world on his shoulders. Jake Paul, when he walks the ring, I don't know if he's going to say the word shitting himself, but he looked like, I'm in it now. I'm really in it now. Like it was a mad one, but I was very pleased for Tommy after Andy, because you can imagine his life in the past 2 years. Like he would have been. Can you imagine the DMs he would have been getting? You get knocked out by a YouTuber. Like I'm happy he had his moment, and the reason why I believe he was emotional at the end was because 2 million in the bank. By the way, everybody would. I think me, you, and everybody would be like I said earlier. I mean, I would have told Radio Raheem I loved him if I'd have got 2 million in the bank. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he was emotional about that. But listen, he's been away from his baby. He had a brand new baby born a month or so ago. Been away from his family. He's been trolled. He's been told for 2 years he's scared to fight. He's pulled out. Tommy fumbles, staying Saudi, disowned. It's a relief that he beat him. Do you understand what I mean? It's a real relief. And like that was his York Hall moment against a tough journeyman. Do you understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Not going to compare Jake Paul to Sokolowski. I was just about to, but that was his test that of the nerves. And listen, like what I say, I've said it earlier today, Andy. You don't have to think. I never said, and before people say, "Oh, you said it," I never said Tommy Fury was a world beater. I just said he could fight, which he can. Yeah, Jake Paul can fight, but Tommy Fury can box. And even if you don't think Tommy Fury can do anything in the boxing world, like as in a professional, win professional titles, give him credit for the bollocks he showed. Because believe me, the weight of the world was on his shoulders last night. And he did it. And I'm really, really pleased for him. I really am. Listen, if I was advising Tommy, Andy, I'd be like, stay in that world, Tommy. Go and fight KSI for millions. Go and fight these influencers for millions instead of going to fight at the copper box in an 8-rounder that someone's prepared to literally put there that's the similar ability to him. And I just think stay in that world, mate. Stay in that world. Like listen, who knows what Tommy Fury is capable of, Andy? Like, could he go on to win titles? Who knows? But he could make a fortune in this influencer world. And I just think, mate, go and stay there. Go and fight KSI. You'll make a fortune. You never have to do it again, and you can live a life of luxury. That's just my opinion.
Well, that was going to be my next question. Because the broadcast was last night was saying, where does Tommy go from here? Does he go and fight for an English title at the copper box on the undercard of somebody for peanuts compared to what he can make if he stays in the influencer lane and fights a KSI? Do you know what I mean? So you said if you were advising him, you would advise him to stay in this influencer lane and fight all these KSIs.
At least why it's hot. Because I don't think this will go on forever, like this influencer stuff. I don't know, who knows? But like, while it's hot and why people are enjoying it and people are loving it, this Misfits thing, because no matter what we all think to this Misfits things, I'm not overly keen on it, but I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I'll watch it if there's some guys that I know that will fight on it. Stay in it and just go and earn yourself a fucking fortune. Like that's what I would do. I mean, yeah, it's a hard one, Andy, because it's like what's Tommy's dreams are. He wants to win a title, but like, what is his ambition? Because ultimately, Randy, right, not a lot will probably top what he did last night. Because let's be honest, it wasn't a world title, but it had that kind of feel about it, didn't it? Like, not the actual skill level for these dickheads say something, what you talking about? It's I'm saying the feel of it. You had Mike Tyson sitting there ringside. You had Cristiano Ronaldo there sipping sparkling water, watching you at the. Do you know what I mean? There's so much pressure on him, and I just think if he does in his career, is he going to top that type of moment, like as a professional in the I'm going to call it the real boxing world? Probably not. Probably not. I mean, I'm not fucking Einstein and start giving you. I'm just giving you my opinion. What I think. If I was advising, if I was his dad. And with all the bravado, John Fury knows he's boxing, right? He knows he's boxing. And John Fury will be thinking, listen, son, we can make a fortune. You can make a fortune here fighting KSI, a rematch. People are like, oh, I don't want to see the rematch of Jake Paul. Not me personally, I don't really want to see it either. But I'd watch it, and it's more likely going to happen because they're going to make another fortune. And it's just, in my opinion, I think this fight was competitive. It was one-sided, but it was still competitive. I think Tommy Fury will just destroy him in the next fight, in my honest opinion.
Sam, what do you make of when the announcer, the MC, was announcing the scorecards there, and the first one came out, I think it was 58-57 or something like that, to Jake Paul? What was going through your mind when you heard that first scorecard?
I thought straight away, oh God, they can't job him. They can't job him here because it's like the fight wasn't even difficult to score. You could give Jake Paul maybe round 3. You could give him maybe round 3, possibly the round that he put him down with the jab. But Tommy won the rest of that round, so scored that round even. I don't think the fight was hard.
You can give it a 10-9 because it's a 10-8, so you can probably give Tommy's clawed the point back, so it would have been a 10-9.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. So Tommy won that round, so I thought, yeah, you can give Jake Paul 2 rounds in that fight. You can give him 2 rounds. You can't give him 3. You definitely can't give him 4. I mean, listen, the judge who scored it like that is a complete idiot, yeah? And Sean Porter, someone I really respect, mate, I kind of had to just forget what I saw there. But like, and even Richie Woodall, I respect Richie Woodall, but his commentary was appalling last night. It was appalling, Andy. Like, he was like, oh, that was a close round. Like, no, it wasn't a close round. It wasn't a close round. The one he said with that Tommy it was a clear round for Tommy. A clear round. He said, oh, it was a close round. Like, it wasn't. Like, Richie, like, you are a former world champion. You're a GB boxing coach. You know your stuff. You're way more qualified than me. But come on, mate. Come on. You're better than that. Like, it was piss poor, some of it. And it was, yeah, I want to talk about, go too deep into that. But yeah, I just thought that if you know anything about boxing, yeah, Tommy Fury won that fight. He won that fight.
Yeah, yeah. Again, touching on the scorecards and what do you make of the referee's performance with the 2-point deductions? I mean,
Shocking, mate.
I couldn't see where Thomas.
I tweeted, Andy. I tweeted about it. He subscribes to Twitter Blue. That referee.
I don't know what that is, mate. I'm not on Twitter, but I don't know what that is. So,
mate, he was so desperate to like have his little mate. He was just busy. It was just busy performance. I really just kept taking. But I thought it was harsh to take Jake's point off Jake. It was harsh to take a point off Tommy. It wasn't a dirty fight. The first round was a bit. There was a lot of holding in the first round, but it wasn't a dirty fight by any means. I thought it was a shite performance from the referee.
I felt like he just wanted to be part of the show.
Exactly. He wanted to. That's what I'm trying to say. He wanted to be too much part of the show, Andy, and like. It was like, we don't want to see that. You don't really want, like, the best referees are the ones you don't really see and hear.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
No, I agree with you with the referee and your opinion on the referee there, because I told a few folk today in the gym. I was like, I felt like he was just wanted to be a part of the show, and it was like, no, let the fighters work out there, let them fight in the clinch a little bit. No, I mean, it was I could not see where the points came off, but that's neither here nor there. But listen. Jake Paul is wanting to be a boxer. A lot of people are saying he's a YouTuber trying to box. Can you say he's a boxer now after last night?
Yeah, of course. Listen, of course you can, because like, listen, he would. I think that was Tommy's hardest fight. Tommy's fought Journeyman. That was his hardest fight. Journeyman are classed as boxers, so of course you can class Jake Paul as a boxer. It's just my issues are when he says, "Oh, I can beat Canelo Alvarez. I can do all that." Like, no, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't, mate. You would be put in an ambulance if you fought Canelo Alvarez. Do you understand? That's my issue with it, Andy. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a difference between. Andy, you as a boxer, you know this, right? You know that there's differences between. It's like James English. You train James English. I'm sure James English can have a tear up, but he's not a boxer. You understand what I mean? There's a difference. You could train anybody to hit the pads and be sharp on the pads and. It doesn't mean you're a professional boxer. Like that's what I'm saying. Like BJ Flores, who I respect a lot as well. I know BJ for a long time. Just because you've trained with BJ Flores for 2 years doesn't mean I'm a boxer. Like, he's beat some guys that can also fight. Like Tyron Woodley. Tyron Woodley can scrap, mate. He was a former UFC world champion, but he's not a boxer. And the reason why he lost yesterday, Jake Paul, is because he lost to somebody who has basic boxing fundamentals. It's not difficult to break down. I'm not a genius, mate. I'm not trying to be a genius. I'm saying it's not hard to break this shit down. It isn't. He lost to somebody who had the better skill set and that was more technically sound than him. And as would anybody. Like, I could reel off 50 names that are young, that are just starting off in boxing, that would beat Jake Paul just on thing. But that's not taking away the fact that Jake Paul can fight. Jake Paul can crack, clearly. Jake Paul's got a good chin. Jake Paul's got a set of bollocks. If he wants to come and do the professional boxing thing, great. But you're not yet, in my personal, humble opinion, you're not going to be winning world titles. I'm just being straightly honest. If I'm Jake Paul and I'm his advisor, his brother, I'll be like, go and have a rematch with Tommy Fury. Go and fight KSI. Make you loads of money. But Jake Paul's done good things for boxing. Look what he's done with Amanda Serrano. Biggest payday to date. Second biggest payday to date with Katie Taylor. He's doing good things for boxing. All those kids on the undercard yesterday, that was because of Jake Paul. And obviously the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Prince Khalid, like, they put on a great show. But I'm saying, Jake Paul's Jake Paul is not just an influencer per se. He's brought good eyeballs onto boxing, and I do respect him. I don't like when Logan Paul, who again I respect a lot. I think he's in the WWE. He's a phenomenally talented guy.
He tried to make it like a WWE. I think he tried to use the WWE side of things when he was on the mic, and he
I don't like that.
Mid round, just like this is real.
I'm a WWE fan, mate, but I didn't like him. Oh, Tommy, you're a bitch and all that. Cause like, mate, leave that pantomime stuff alone. This is boxing. It's a gentleman's sport. Don't be doing that. I didn't rate it, and that's why I thought it's so important. Tommy wins here because it kind of puts them not in a box, but like it's like you. This is the difference. You understand? Tommy's a novice pro who's beaten someone who's a good white collar fighter, top level white collar fighter.
Mm-hmm. Like you say there, you mentioned there that there's lanes in that. We all know when you're an amateur and then you come at the pro ranks, it's two different sports, amateur and boxing. And I'd imagine I could probably safely say that this influencer stuff is a different sport than professional boxing as well. Just keep it over there. Do you know what I mean? Do your thing.
That's what I want to. That's why my point I'm making. I don't slag misfits. It's something like it's not always my thing. But I watched Tom Zanetti. I like Tom Zanetti. I wanted to watch him box. I would watch I use your man James English as an example because I know he's done the 70. But like I would watch him if he went and boxed Jake Paul or something. I'd watch it. Do you know what I mean? Because it's intriguing. I just think that it's like if I played football like back in the day, or if I decide I want to play football again, it doesn't mean I can. If I get myself incredibly fit, I'm trying to use an analogy. It's probably going to come out terrible. But I couldn't beat Lionel Messi in a game of cuppies. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them, Andy. Do you know, you can't call it boxing. It's celebrity white collaring. That's what I honestly think it should be called. Like, it's hard for someone who's grafted, who's not got a big platform on social media, to sit there and think, oh, these guys are coming into sport and that they're calling themselves boxers. Like and I'm referring to a boxer that's probably come up the hard way, who had to pay, do you know what I mean? Walk to the gym. Like, I know loads of boxers with stories that they used to walk to the gym miles and miles with gyms, and they used to spend all their money on getting to the gym and getting back again. And it's hard for them to hear when they see. I know I'm waffling on a little bit, but there is a point to this. Like, they've grafted for years and years and years to try and get their big moment. And they see this. I just think there should be some respect for the real fighters and the real boxers. That's what I think. I'm not discrediting Jake. I'm not saying, oh, he's not because he's clearly got a set of bollocks on him, because it takes a huge amount of balls to get in the ring itself. But I just think let's separate celebrity influencer white collaring to professional boxing, the art of professional boxing, because they're two fucking different things, Andy. They really are.
No,
and I know I waffled on them, but I know what I meant.
I know. Listen, I love when Sam waffles on, because you do see a couple of points in one waffle. Do you know what I mean? So you answer about 4 of my questions in one waffle.
I try.
But listen.
I try.
One final one for me before I get back in the gym and start pretending I'm a trainer. It's probably likely that the rematch will happen. I think Jake Paul wants it. He said in the press conference, and then obviously Tommy says that he wants it as well, and he can give him it if he wants it. And this time he knows about him.
Of course he wants it.
Outside of the big payday, do you think that we'll see a different Jake Paul and a different approach from Tommy in this one? Probably open up a little bit more.
Genuinely, I think Tommy will go straight through him. He's felt his power. He's felt everything. I think Tommy will go straight through him in the rematch. Again, not discrediting Jake Paul. And do you know what I'd like to see in the rematch, right? If Tommy's going to be, it's going to be, you'd imagine Tommy Fury against Jake Paul. Yeah, it's going to be Fury Paul, not Paul Fury. I'd like to see all these young prospects that Frank Warren has on the undercard. I'd like to see the Hamza Shirazes and the Henry Turners. I want to see them get a bit of publicity off the back of these two huge names that they are in the social media world. I want to see all those prospects get a little bit of limelight on a big undercard. That's what would be good for boxing if that happened. That's just my opinion. I'd like to see some of the Queensbury prospects have some get some airtime. That's what I'd like to see on that. A good undercard and with all the Queensbury prospects.
Well, listen, Sam, I think I totally agree with you there. And I think if it brings more eyes to the prospects and they get a big audience and they can build.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I probably waffled again there, but that's what I'm trying to get at. I think use it to benefit boxing, the rematch.
Definitely, and I agree. I agree with you there, Sam. But listen, like I said, I tuned in last night. I paid for it. I watched it. It's intriguing. It might not be for a world title, but you said as well that it's got that world title feel when you've got Mike Tyson there. Deontay Wilder flew in with Tyson Fury first time they had met. You got Cristiano Ronaldo, like you said. I had that. It intrigues people. You know what I mean? And it gives everyone a lot of eyes on it. So it's intriguing. It was entertainment for the week. And I think that's what it brings. It's an entertainment type thing rather than the world title.
Andy, when are you calling out the winners of these fights?
I mean, I'd smoke, maybe not Tommy because I like Tommy, but I would smoke Jake Paul after last night, watching him with his hands at his chest and leaning down to his
Would you fight KSI next, Andy?
I'd fight KSI in the blink of an eye, man. KSI's not a boxer either. He lunges in with his shots. He swings big haymakers and that. He's not a boxer.
I like getting you going like this, Andy. You're getting this. You're chilling, wouldn't you, Andy?
I'd kill him, mate. You know I would. That's why they don't call me out. It's not because I don't have any social media presence. It's just that they're scared.
We need to get Callum Sauerland on you and KSI to get you on a Misfit show, don't we? We've got to get that done before our time's up in boxing, Andy. We need to see Andy McCART on one of these fucking Misfit shows.
You better do it quick, mate, because this beard's getting too grey. I might get too old too soon for this, man. So the sooner the better.
Definitely.
Right, Sam, listen, thanks again, brother, man. Enjoy the rest of your evening, mate. And I might see you very, very shortly, my man, right?
Take care, my friend. See you in a bit,
Yes,
Andy.
Sam, cheers, brother. Thank you, mate.
I'm going to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.